James Bay is having a year-long party because the New Horizons Community Centre here is celebrating its 40th anniversary. Yes, since 1975, we've all been having a wonderful time right in this building. You're watching Go Island, I'm James Green. On today's show, we often talk about music, but what if music could get you talking?
Thank you.
And a story of how art is bringing colour to the lives of people at Aberdeen Hospital. And we'll look at the new improved Goldstream Campground. I love a good anniversary, which is why we're on location in James Bay at the New Horizons. Now, is it a senior centre, Kim? Executive Director Kim Dixon.
We call it a senior centre, but we don't have an age limit. Everybody is welcome to come here.
Well, you became a society in 1975, but you're saying the doors did open 1 year earlier. How has it changed from then? How did it begin?
Well, we started out with just the main hall and the reception area and the 2 washrooms, and then as the members started to raise money, they added on. So this building was actually done in 7 editions. So we started out with 1,000 members, and we're around 600 members now.
What kind of activities take place at New Horizons? We're looking at some video of seniors doing like a morning movement class.
The exercise class. So we say we have programs from A to Z. So we start with art and we go right through the alphabet to Zumba Gold classes, which is a faster exercise program where we have some of our 35 and 40-year-olds that like just a little bit of a moderate Zumba to come, and they come down to the center and join some of the 70 and 80-year-olds.
This is about bringing people out and getting them involved with other people, even into the golden years, right?
Exactly. Our motto around here is keep them off the streets and out of trouble. So rather than sitting in their own apartment buildings or in apartments watching TV all day, we encourage them to come down and take part in some of the programs. Not only do we have exercise programs and recreation programs, but we have social programs where they'll just sit and have coffee with friends. We have a current events group that talk about the politics that are happening in the day-to-day. They read the newspaper, they come out, they talk about politics, maybe the sewage treatment, the culling of the deer, anything that's of interest to them, and you'll get 50 different varieties of opinions. Even little old ladies that you see coming down in the scooters that park outside, they're coming down to take part and to keep the mind going, keep themselves active, and to socialize.
They play bridge, yes?
Oh, for sure.
Because bridge is a big game.
That's a big game.
I got to learn that one for when I get older. Crocheting and crafts, I see them like knitting. They're really creative people, aren't they?
We have a very active handicraft group. They do everything from tea towels right on up to decorating and doing outfits for dolls, different sizes. We have some that are 4 inches and they decorate right up to 6, 12, 14-inch dolls. And they have little outfits depending on if they are into winter or spring or summer. So.
How long have you been on staff here, Kim?
I've been employed here as a coordinator. In the beginning, there was only 1 staff person, and that was 20 years ago. Since then, we've hired 2 more staff people and myself, and now they call me an executive director, which means I get to make coffee and do dishes as well as administration. So when I started here 20 years ago, we had 9 programs a week, and now we run 35 programs a week.
What is the magic of interacting with seniors?
Hearing their life story and letting them know that they're important and valued even though they're into their 80s and 90s. We also have 2 members now that are just turned 100, and a little joke is when one lady turned 100 and then the second one was turning 100, I said to the second one, are you inviting the first one to your birthday party? And she goes, well, if she's still alive. Like it was a novel idea that she was going to be 100.
I wonder what the secret is to living to 100.
Here you go, James.
Thank you, Kim. Wow, a kitchen in an office? Love it. Well, while our seniors here at the New Horizons Centre are moving to music, it brings us to our first story from Kevin Chirac, who finds out that music isn't just good for the soul, but it also helps rehabilitate speech. Very nice story, Kevin, and we're going to stay on theme but switch from music to painting. They might be bound by their wheelchairs, but art is freeing the spirits of a number of residents at the Aberdeen Hospital. Paul Beilstein met with Kitty Clark, who's been waiting over a century to pick up the brush. We're going to take a quick break, but coming up, Dan Kahn with another Talk to Me segment on the prowl for your most private info. Welcome back to Go Island, on location at James Bay New Horizons Seniors Activity Centre. This is President Anne Logie. When did you join the organisation?
In 2006, I became a member then, and I became a volunteer then. I volunteered in the library, and before I knew where I was in charge of the library. And I volunteered in the craft group, and now I'm in charge of the crafts. And then I joined the board, and I became a vice president, and last year was my first term as president. I'm now in my second term as president.
The volunteer programme, a lot of hours are spent running this place from the community. Do you have any statistics on that?
Yeah, the volunteers take over the positions of 19 full-time personnel. The volunteer hours, if they were translated into permanent staff.
Would the place be able to keep running if it wasn't for the volunteers?
I doubt it. I doubt it very much, because they're the backbone of the place. Without our volunteers, we'd be nothing.
Do you get funding from the city?
Yes, we do. We get core funding from the city, and we have a really good group who know how to put grants together, and they get assistance from many grants to help run the place.
Now, it's an interesting shift that's taken place when it comes to senior demographics. Who is attracted to a senior activity centre?
Well, that's the problem all senior activity centres are having right now, because the baby boomers don't feel this lifestyle's for them yet. So we're having a gap between my generation and the upcoming one. So we're all struggling to find new blood, and hope that we can change our program slightly, maybe to bring them more in line with what we serve.
What do you think baby boomers are doing these days? Throwing money at things?
Yeah, well, they are willing to pay for things, not so willing to put time and effort and sweat in like my generation did. We were more service oriented than they were, I think.
Yeah.
So it's a problem, and we're all trying to do our best to overcome it.
Well, we all have them. We all use them. I'm not talking about husbands. We all like to change them. I'm not talking about babies. Today on Talk to Me, Dan Kahn hits the streets of Victoria to talk about, well, let's just let him tell them, shall we? A short break, and when we return, an Arbutus RV Island adventure up into the sky. You've been a member here since 1994.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the experience and how it enriches your life.
I do crafts here, I sing in the choir, I do exercises. I spend half my life here. And quite frankly, I'm not a sociable person, but being sociable here helps me.
So have they got you using computers?
They've always got computers in the library that we can use, and we have a girl here, Shelby, who teaches anybody who wants to know anything about anything.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know how to work your iPad, she'll show you.
Do you have an iPad?
I do.
Can you send an email?
Yes,
Can you send me one?
sure.
James Bay New Horizons have function rooms for rent. Today it's Volunteer Victoria who are doing a workshop. They also provide a telephone checkup system to make sure seniors in the community are safe. A complete list of their programming is available online or in-house. New membership is currently being encouraged. While I'm not quite ready to be a senior just yet, I am looking forward to one day maybe cruising around the streets in one of these. I'm James Green. Thanks for watching the show.
Women's clothing provided by Tulip Noir. Casual designer fashions. Men's wardrobe by DG Bremner & Co. Menswear and accessories. Hair services provided by Salon J.